Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome also to your yoga flow. I will be guiding you through a 5-minute quick happy hips yoga. We're going to start off right away in a child's pose, wide-legged child's pose or extended child's pose. Bring your knees out as wide as you can get them, aiming for as wide as the mat, and then bring your toes to touch back behind you. Send your hips towards your heels, and then gently start to walk your hands forward just a little bit to rest onto the mat. Rest your forehead onto the mat. Gently rest your torso over your legs, bending at your hips and finding a gentle stretch there, maybe as we start to open up through the hips in this little warm-up. Inhale into the low belly, into the low back, and also sending that breath into the low hips. Exhale to release all the breath. Inhale, grow your belly big, grow your torso big as you inhale. And exhale, sink in a little deeper, maybe finding a little bit more of a stretch or a bend or a fold through those hips. When you're ready, start to walk your hands back up towards your head, lift your forehead off the ground, and push yourself up into a tabletop position, coming into just a neutral tabletop, hands stacked underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. From here, we're going to send that right foot up in between the legs as we make room for it. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the torso. Exhale to sink your hips in a little bit more, coming into the slow lunge, finding a gentle stretch through both hips, the left psoas and the inner right hip, bringing both knees in towards the center line, bringing both thighs towards one another. Inhale to lift your chest, and exhale to straighten out through that right leg. Lift the toes up. Inhale and exhale to round through, walk forward and bend into that right knee again. Send that right knee back towards your left knee, and then bring that left knee up in between your hands, coming into a low lunge on the other side. Heel toe that left foot up or back, whatever feels comfortable, until you find or feel a gentle stretch in your left and right hip. Inhale to lift up your chest. Exhale to sink your hips in a little lower. Option to come onto your knees or wherever feels good here. Inhale, crown of the head reaches up. Exhale, sink in. Pull the knees towards the center line. Pull the thighs towards one another. Inhale. And exhale to send your hips back. Straighten out through that left leg and flex the left toes back. Big inhale here. And exhale to walk your hands back forward, and then bring your left knee back towards your right knee. From here, we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So leave your left foot grounded, bring your right knee up towards your right hand, and bring your left ankle up towards your left hand. Keep it at a diagonal so your heel is actually towards and close to your left hip. Start to sink your hips down until you feel a gentle stretch through the right outer hip. Keeping your hips level here. Your hips don't have to touch the ground. The most important part here is that they're level and you're feeling a stretch. You can support yourself any way you'd like here. If you have blocks, you can add them on underneath the other side. Option to come down onto your elbows for a little bit of a deeper stretch, but keeping the right foot relaxed. And then keeping a straight line from the knee to the ankle, making sure that we're not bending in a weird or funky way there. Breathe into your hips here. Big inhale into the belly. Big slow exhale out. One more big breath in. And exhale out. Walk your hands back up if you are down. Lift your hips up and then untuck and return that right foot to face straight back. Bring your knees in towards one another. Once again, returning to that tabletop position. We're going to do the pigeon pose on the other side. So bring your left knee up towards your left arm. Bring your left ankle, left heel up towards your right hip point. Walk your right knee back until you feel a stretch on this side. Both sides are going to be a little bit different, but most important thing here is to keep the hips level, so not dipping into one hip versus the other. Option to stay here on your hands or walk on to your elbows for a deeper stretch. Inhaling in to the low belly, the low back here. Slow, controlled exhales out. Inhale and exhale to sink in just a little bit more. On your next inhale, lift the hips up high. Bring the feet to face and point towards the back of the room again, and then walk that left knee back. Good. From here, bring your knees in towards center, and then just sit on your heels. That's it. This is a very quick 5-minute, gentle, happy hips yoga. Those are my top favorite yoga poses that I like to do whenever my hips are feeling a little tight. Another one that we can add on there is happy baby. If you have enough time, feel free to just come into that on your own. But otherwise, I'll leave you here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.